Okay. So now in this part of the meeting, we would like to refer what is being done regarding the development of the roadmap of actions for the partnership. So we understand this roadmap as a living document that will specify actions that will be taken to meet the partnership objectives. And these actions will be then implemented and included in the annual work plan for each year of the partnership duration. So we have divided our work into 4 working areas. First one is dedicated to R&I funding, so calls for proposals, funding of researchers and also other stakeholders through projects. Second working area is capacity building, so all activities that will support the community, young researchers, but also community of SSH researchers doing research in the 4 impact areas, but also a collaboration among different stakeholders. The third working area is data use and reinforcing links with research infrastructures. And finally, the fourth one, knowledge uptake and collaboration with stakeholders. So how do we want to support the process of transferring knowledge from academia and funded research to policymakers and other stakeholders? So we have these 4 working areas. And we want to specify tasks that will be implemented within the partnership within these 4 working areas. So how have we designed this process? So we are now in the middle of step 1 and step 2 in the preparation phase. We would like to identify all partners interested in these 4 working areas. So we already have some partners interested, but we are also reaching out to you now to raise your interest in any of these working areas. So we're doing desk research, we're analyzing different initiatives, different partnerships, but also different initiatives in SSH, previous ERANET programs. We also conduct interviews with relevant stakeholders, ministries, researchers, but also non-governmental organizations regarding potential actions. And we want to identify potential workshop participants involving a wide range of stakeholders. And with this information, we want to organize workshops, 4 workshops, 1 for each working area that I specified. And through these workshops, we want to propose tasks and activities that then will be implemented within the partnership duration. So for this workshop, we want to be well prepared with potential activities to discuss them and maybe give some more details to these activities during the workshops, and then finally come up with a pre-final list of activities to be implemented. And we would like these activities to be then validated by future partnership partners, so beneficiaries of the grant agreement. And this list then will be included in the first version of the roadmap. This will be a living document that we can still work on during the preparation of the partnership. And finally, these activities will be included in the proposal to the Commission and presented as work packages and tasks and milestones and deliverables. So this is a very important document. It will of course be related to the SRIA, to the impact areas, but it will be more. It will present our goals and objectives in a more concrete way. So this is also a very important process for the preparation of the proposal to the Commission. And now we would like to take a closer look at each working area that we presented, what can be planned, what we have already discovered and discussed, also with the drafting group that is meeting every month to monitor the progress of the preparatory process. We will start with the first working area, R&I funding, so calls for proposals. And this area will be presented by Sabina Kozłowska, our colleague from NCN. So I'm handing over to Sabina.
Thank you very much, Malwina. I would like to start with a short overview of this working area. So under research and innovation funding, we have 3 activities that are organization of annual joint calls for proposals, monitoring and promoting the results of funded projects, and pilot calls for proposals co-created in dialogue with policy and other stakeholders. The first 2 activities are already being worked on, and I'll tell you more in a moment. As far as the third activity is concerned, we in the course of next few months, we are planning to develop a proposal for new types of calls. We will be scheduling meetings with other funding organizations and also colleagues working in other partnerships who have already launched such calls before. And we are hoping to get some ideas and valuable, and hopefully they will share some best practices with us. Okay. The number of calls and some of the requirements have already been mentioned in the first part of the meeting. I'll just do a quick recap. So we are expected to launch at least 6 standard Horizon Europe calls for proposals, and in co-funded partnerships, calls for collaborative projects usually involve 3 entities from 3 different EU member states or Horizon Europe associated countries. They need to be open for at least 2 months. Standard Horizon Europe award criteria apply, and they are excellence, impact and quality, and efficiency of implementation. And we are also obliged to follow 2-step selection procedure. We have started working on the preparation of future STR call framework in synergy with CHANCE program. So the National Science Center is collaborating with the Netherlands Organization for Scientific Research, Spanish State Research Agency, and Spanish Foundation for Science and Technology to develop this framework. We have identified and divided our work into specific themes that need to be analyzed, and they include call governance, management structures, proposal submission, call communication, eligibility checks, evaluation process, follow-up and monitoring process, and impact. We are also enlisting documents that need to be developed within these topics. We have created a template for the toolbox of best practices, and we are also planning to meet regularly to support each other in developing this tool. We are also in the process of compiling recommendations for future calls. So some supporting measures, some of them they include, for instance, promoting early career researchers, widening inclusiveness measures and geographical diversity in project consortia, supporting collaboration among different types of stakeholders, fostering interdisciplinarity, promoting the use of existing research infrastructures, promoting open access publishing and open data. And of course, this list is not exhaustive. There are more supporting measures that we are hoping to identify. That's all from me. So hand over to Basia now. Yes.
So now we're going to capacity building, the second working area, and handing over to Barbara for an introduction to this part.
Yes, concerning capacity building, there are certain areas that we have been working on more intensively, and other areas that we need to start working on. So in capacity building, we foresee a mapping of needs, barriers and challenges and target groups to build this capacity building program. Development and setting up of training activities for different actors, facilitating connections and collaborations across disciplines, sectors and countries, international collaboration. And the 2 last ones that I have marked in bold are the ones in which we have started working more actively. So one is dedicated to activities of early career researchers. We already received input for this activity from Research Ireland, which with this organization, we will work more closely on those activities dedicated to early career researchers. But we don't have at this moment a more detailed information on what this activity would preliminarily look like. We have also started to work on supporting of widening and less performing countries, including organization of national mirror groups and alignment with national agendas. NCN was already involved in this aspect in the ERA-Learn program. 2 reports were prepared within ERA-Learn related to challenges of widening countries in creation and implementation of the European partnerships, and the second one, inclusiveness in European R&I partnership programs. So there are certain results from this work that has already been done, which will be taken into account in preparation of the widening measures. So we would like to promote an active involvement of the widening countries also in leadership positions, and would like to discuss widening measures that could be introduced in calls for proposals. What is also interesting that in widening countries that there are structural funds, so European cohesion funds are available, and we know that some countries will be using those funds to be able to participate in this partnership, but also we can collaborate with some programs related to structural funds for staff training and sharing of best practices. And with this in mind, we are looking for synergies between the partnership and the EAM Norway grants. Well, this is a program, a cohesion fund, which is open parallelly to the partnership, and it is now slowly the memoranda of understanding are starting to be signed between the EA countries and the widening countries. And the thematic priorities, especially priority 1 and 3, related to the foundation of green transition, and the third one of the grants, the social inclusion and resilience, are aligned with this partnership. So we are trying to look into possibilities of supporting the widening countries through those funds. We already identified some possible areas of cooperation related to identification of strengths of widening countries, supporting them in alignment of national agendas, identification of weaknesses and challenges, and also development of capacity building and training activities. So this is what was already done in capacity building, but this is an area that we think that we will be developing more to the end of the work on the roadmap of activities, as we will need for some capacity building activities to plan them. We will need input from other working areas, so we will need information on training needs and capacity building measures from other working areas. The third working area is data reuse and reinforcing links with research infrastructures. And here we have identified 3 main areas: development of research and management and data management requirements and good practices for calls. And this will be done in collaboration with the R&I funding working area. The second one is related to reinforcing links with research infrastructures, including identification of training needs in collaboration with the capacity building working area. And the third one is enhancement of the use of data and evidence to inform the development of evidence-based public policies and strategies. So concerning the first element, Richard Tavares has talked about this today, that in the grant agreement with the Commission, there are already some requirements mentioned concerning fair data and establishing data management plans, using certain licenses when the data are being open, and these are available in Annex 5. We will also investigate possible further research data management requirements and barriers for data sharing. So the partnership may develop additional requirements, or maybe just good practices that the beneficiaries of the grant agreements will then need to follow. The next area is dedicated to reinforcing links with research infrastructures. So we will be contacting different research infrastructures to identify capacity building measures. We would like to identify stakeholders, obstacles in participation, facilitate collaboration with research infrastructure, and identify training needs for data stewardship and fair data management. And this will feed into a capacity building program. We have also taken some decisions in the drafting group, where we decided that we will promote high quality data archives, such as, for example, CESDA and DARIA, which are in line with the thematic area of this partnership. We would like to inform our beneficiaries about the possibility of using existing survey data and language resources, and we would like also to promote high quality scholarly communication and publication repositories. However, this partnership will only collaborate or use existing research infrastructures, and no creation of new data repositories will not be a part of the STR project. The thing that we are planning in the nearest future is meeting with the CESDA representatives to identify areas of possible collaboration. And the last element is enhancement of the reuse of and use and reuse of data and evidence to inform the development of evidence-based public policies and strategies. We would like to encourage to use and reuse the data to development of evidence-based public policies and strategies through call announcements. We would also like to collaborate with sectoral ministries to understand the challenges, barriers, and needs. And it seems from the initial meetings that we have with different countries, we will probably have a lot of sectoral ministries or public bodies involved in this partnership, which would definitely be a big strength of this partnership and will enable us to discuss this topic of evidence-informed policymaking on a different level that would be possible if only agencies funding research were involved. And then we also plan a separate task related to survey and administrative data collected by government ministries. We still we haven't yet decided what this task will be related to in detail, but I think it's going into this direction that we will analyze the existing models and look what systems are available in different countries, and then this analysis will be closely linked with the thematic areas of the social transformations and resilience partnership, and this will probably be a separate task in the partnership.
Thank you, Barbara. And now I would like to finalize this part with information about the fourth working area. So this working area is at the initial phase of planning. So this is uptake of knowledge and collaboration with stakeholders. So I have listed several potential sets of activities that can be developed within this working area. This is something that still needs to be discussed and further developed. So first of all, we need to map relevant stakeholders for the impact area. So the areas, these 4 areas are quite broad, so it's important to carefully plan this process of mapping stakeholders. What is also important is to provide learning opportunities for future beneficiaries of calls for proposals. It's important to provide training opportunities at the application stage already in the call. So this is something that we learned from previous partnerships, that this is an important part, important training needed by researchers. But also we need to plan training activities already after receiving grants. What's also important is to facilitate the exchange between researchers and potential stakeholders from different sectors, starting from policymakers, business, but also NGOs, civil society. So this is also something that we learned from previous partnerships, that these actions are very important for the research community. Also, we are closely monitoring actions delivered by Joint Research Center, the Commission's Joint Research Center, regarding evidence-based policymaking, evidence-informed policymaking. And there are already plenty of materials prepared by the Joint Research Center that we can use and we can refer to and maybe build on it. It's important also to coordinate all activities that has been done at the European level regarding evidence-based policymaking, to also make use of the partnerships in another way to have complementary actions to what has been done. What is also important is to develop and discuss potential measures to support co-creation of calls for proposal, call themes, and also call procedures with different stakeholders. So not only with the academia or academic community, but also with other stakeholders that may propose and raise relevant questions for future calls for proposals, for future themes. So this is something also that you want to take into account to make sure that perspectives of different stakeholders are woven into the call themes and also call procedure and monitoring of research projects. So this is what we have in mind for the working area on knowledge uptake. Regarding next steps, so what we expect to do next in summer and then towards 2026. So once again, I would like to remind you that we have the deadline for financial contributions end of June this year. So please contact your relevant ministries and funding organizations and also national and regional stakeholders regarding this deadline. Hopefully you have already done so. What is also important for the coordination team at NCN and also for the drafting group, which is monitoring the progress of the partnerships, is that we work together, and we would like to ask you to reach out to us if you're interested in taking any roles as task leaders or work package leaders, or also in the process of planning of the partnership. This is very important that we work together on this, and I can assure you that there's plenty of roles still available to be part of this partnership, to be close to the to be closely involved in the implementation of the partnership in the preparatory process. It's also important to note that there will be funding for work package and task leaders, and also other, of course, all partners in the partnership. So it's important that we can calculate budgets so that those involved are remunerated for their work. So here I listed future work plan, future work packages that will be part of this partnership. So please think about what is interesting for you, what is interesting for your organization. So we have heard what we have already planned so far, what information we have collected regarding all those working areas. So if there's anything that's interesting for you, for your organization, and you have experience with, please do reach out to us. We're happy to get you involved in the preparation of the partnership. So we have these several work packages, R&I funding. So there's still room for call secretariat members and monitoring of funded research and uptake of research results, data and research infrastructures, developing a strategic research innovation agenda, which is linked to thematic management of the partnership, capacity building, communication, and international collaboration. So there's still a room for work package and task leaders in all of these tasks and activities. I've just seen a question on the chat. So there's still room in each and every work package for you to get involved. So please, if there's anything you're interested in, please do reach out to us. And we're happy to meet and discuss potential role in the development of the partnership. Just a close look at the calendar. So starting from July through the fall, we plan to meet with all organizations that will express interest in the partnership. So we will get information from the European Commission on who has expressed interest in the partnerships, who wants to join the partnership. And we plan to meet with everyone to see what your needs are, what your interests are, and how we can collaborate in the preparation phase. Then in November, we plan an information meeting to keep you updated on the progress of the partnership. And also in the second part of the year, from November and the beginning of 2026, we want to organize those 4 workshops on 4 working areas that will lead to the development of the roadmap of actions. And in March, we expect that the Commission will launch the call for the partnership. And in autumn, most probably, there will be a deadline for submitting the proposal for the partnership. So this is how it looks like. It's quite intense. So there's a lot of work before us in developing the roadmap and also the strategic research and innovation agenda. And we do count on you also to join this process. Now that you have more clarity, we'll have clarity on your commitment from your country. So please do reach out to us. And with this slide, I want to end the presentation part. And also, please let us know if you have any questions. And also, please feel free to share with us if you know anything about your in-kind or financial commitment, if you want to share it with us, if you would like to ask about any roles of work package or task leaders, or if you have any interest in additional activities, if you have any suggestions for us. So I will end the presentation mode and check if there are any questions. First in the chat, and I can see there's one. How will capacity building activities be implemented? How will early career research